Pradeep Datta gets us the latest from down on ground.
Right now, I'm outside the DCP bunker where these 4 terrorists had been holed up for several hours. After infiltrating from the Arnia side, these 4 militants came over to this place and barged inside the bunker after carrying out a feline attack in which 3 army personnel were killed. This, you can see that they moved from this side, went towards that area, barged inside the bunker, and there they had been holed up for several hours. 3 of the terrorists were killed yesterday, while the 4 terrorists who engaged army personnel for several hours was eliminated today at about 11:30 a.m. Indian Standard Time. The terrorists, after coming over to the place, they opened heavy volume of gunfire. You can see the condition of the car that came from this side. This bullet-ridden car narrates the whole story. This explains the kind of the arms and ammunition they were carrying. They were on a suicide mission. Whosoever was coming on their way, they had been opening fire. 5 of the civilians were killed while 3 soldiers were martyred. These terrorists, after crossing from the Arnia side, they were wearing the Pathan dress. They changed their dress and they got donned in the combat fatigue. The idea was they wanted to checkmate the security agencies. But the civilians could sport their sports shoes and they immediately informed the army personnel, and finally they were intercepted. Before they could be killed, they just moved inside these bunkers. You can see that walls of these bunkers are completely pockmarked by the bullets. These terrorists were heavily armed, well-trained, believed to be the part of the Lashkar-e-Toiba suicide squad. They were carrying with them under-barrel grenade launchers, several magazines, Chinese grenades, and AK rifles. Besides this, they were carrying with them chocolate. That means they wanted to engage through for the longer period. 3 terrorists were killed yesterday. The 4th one was finally eliminated. Besides this, they were also carrying with them the improvised explosive devices. We have seen that one of those IEDs is still lying there. They tried to lay the booby trap so that once the troops will be inching towards this side, they can trigger off those IEDs to inflict more casualties. But before they could succeed in their ugly design, the troops eliminated the 4 terrorists. In 26-hour-long gunfight, all the 4 terrorists have been killed, but 3 soldiers have been martyred. This again exposes the Pakistan's ugly design of aiding and abetting terror. During the process, while the Operation Flushout was going on, Pakistan tried to open fire on one of the posts, Tent Guard post from the Pasban post. They tried to divert the attention of the troops engaged in the Operation Flushout so that they can break the terrorists break the cordon and move from this side. But they couldn't succeed in that. The troops were quite vigilant. They understood their ugly design and they kept the cordon tight so that this last 4th militant could not flee from that side. Finally, at about 11:30 a.m., this 4th terrorist was eliminated. Large quantities of arms and ammunition, besides some currency, has also been recovered. They have also recovered one compass which was being carried by these terrorists to actually locate the direction. The idea of these terrorists was that the modus operandi was that after crossing over to this side, they wanted to hijack the vehicle so that they can move towards the city side and carry out a bigger terror attack. As Pakistan has been quite perturbed with the kind of the polling percentage that they have received during the first phase. So because of that polling percentage, they are trying to scuttle the democratic process. And this was one of the reasons. The idea was to push in terrorists, and these terrorists had to hijack one of the vehicles from this side and then move towards the city area to carry out a bigger terror attack so that they can have the bigger headlines on the newspaper. But they failed in their mission as all these 4 terrorists were eliminated here near the DCP post. And finally, the troops as well as the villagers have heaved a sigh of relief. For the last 2 days, they have not been able to return to their homes. Pradeep Datta reporting from the encounter site with Amit Bhardwaj for Times Now.